So a European model, essentially, with body art, comes walking out behind Luke.
Carolyn, take the net off. Lock up on your way out, please. And if the rest of you could actually come with me, we're gonna head up to the apartment.
Caroline kind of looks around and she says, "Oh, I'll just send out an email blast when I get home to the rest of the appointments."
Oh, there shouldn't be any other appointments tonight.
Yeah, I'll let them know we closed up early, that they can reschedule.
Please feel free to give them a 5% discount for the inconvenience.
That's like
And
taxes.
don't worry, I'm not gonna knock off any of your hours.
Oh, okay. She immediately pops up, grabs the keys, walks over. She's got a little bit of a skip in her step. She walks over. "Night, boss."
Have a good one.
Closes the door behind her. The little bell rings, and she locks up and starts heading down the street as the light from the front of the store winks out.
Follow me. Please.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. I've always wanted to do this. Step into my chamber.
I was about to ask if you were all right, but I think, okay, I feel better now.
Everything is fine. Grigori, everyone else, Grigori. Let's go upstairs and have a conversation.
How tall is Luke, by the way?
About 6'1".
Okay. So he is able to kind of look a little down at Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of gives this... manners are dead, kind of a head shake. And just nods to the rest of you. Looks to Delia. Has a bit of a predatory wry grin for a moment before he turns to follow Luke close behind.
So the...
Weird.
What?
You were saying something?
The path up to the apartment is up a sort of a narrow wooden staircase. And then the entire second floor is living space. And
Like a loft?
so we would... Yeah. So we would all find ourselves in a... frankly, the most boring looking living space ever. Beige carpeting, there's a couple of brown lazy boy recliner chairs, and what looks like a secondhand couch with some pretty lumpy looking cushions, a bunch of concert posters all over the place, like plastered all along the walls. The windows just sort of crudely painted black, and a humming, almost whining refrigerator that is probably on its last legs.
Grigori
is avocado green.
Oh no.
Are there magnets on it?
Yes.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Grigori walks in, sees this, and just has a moment of... I see. The New World clan has really decided to live it up.
This would have been considered unimaginable elegance when I was, not this.
You have a very limited imagination.
Considering the immense amount of effort it took to get you out of the world, what brings you back into this? This is
Hold
actually
on.
really sad, Luke. Just, I think you need like a pineapple or something in here. It's so dull.
All right,
There
look.
needs to be colors.
There's no
I'll
color.
let-
You're right,
besides the
Charlie.
fridge.
I'll let one of you take a look at all this stuff later. I don't live out here very much. I don't receive guests. Just doesn't really happen. Okay. But everyone, please make yourselves comfortable. And does anyone need any refreshments?
No.
No, I'm pretty good. Charlie's already on IKEA, just looking for like stuff for Luke that he might like based off of what she sees right now. No beige. Must have color.
Yeah.
When I bought this place, this was pretty much how the room was. I haven't really changed much.
I kind of expected like that, that big back chair from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I've got a lot of like all the cool shit is downstairs where people come in and stuff. But when I'm done, I kind of like being chill,
Fair enough.
normal.
He walks over to one of the chairs, leans over, and gives it kind of a.
That's fair.
Just kind of. Just runs his finger along it.
That's rude.
Pretty sure only one hobo has ever sat in that chair.
Yes, I do not expect that they would count as guests now, would I?
Actually, that guy was pretty cool, but yeah, no, I definitely ate him.
Only one.
But we watched a couple of Stallone movies first.
I would ask you for a towel, but I do not know if I would appreciate the conditions of those either. So, I guess
shower.
this will do. He sits down, and there might be like 2 inches of butt on 2 inches of seat. And that's about it. As he doesn't deign to recline into the chair at all. So, now that we have found a place of calm and, as you say, chill, a proper introduction as though you represent a clan of nobility, please.
Of course. First off, welcome to my sanctum sanctorum. Secondly, Grigori, this here is Sloane. Sloane, this is Grigori. Charlie, this is Grigori. And Grigori, I'm fairly certain you already know Delia.
Yes, Delia and I are very acquainted.
Grigori is the guy who helped me out. And I'm the guy who disappoints Grigori.
I do not wish to correct you. Sloane, it is good to see you still moving about the city.
Sometimes I'm here as little as I can be, so I don't blame you for leaving either.
So, I hear that the city has been benefiting from new growth.
Is that what brought you back?
Yes,
There's
I
Bit of
have.
a vacuum.
I have concern about several things going on in this city that reached me even after I have returned home. Your new prince is quite the individual.
He's real swell. He's just a little unkempt, but he's swell.
Swollen, perhaps.
Ooh, I do not look as close to.
I only heard of him as he was the one that you helped to arrange my transit with. I do remember you mentioning he is Nosferatu, so I guess that is his affliction, swollenness.
No, I think his is a defect of personality. I think that's. Well, that might have been there to begin with. I'm not really sure, but he's not especially swollen.
Nevertheless, this does not concern me as much as the vagaries of the court have not had my attention for many years. After sleeping for so long beneath New York, I yearned for the simplicity of having servants and subjects. And when I returned home, I also found that they had turned my manor into a museum. So I am not pleased to be traveling right now.
I mean, you're always welcome to stay here for a few days if you need it.
No. Dear God, no.
I could always ask Curtis to prepare arrangements.
I have rooms at the Waldorf Astoria.
Okay, I'm just saying the couch that Sloane's sitting on folds out.
Into what?
I have this really weird, like, what's everyone's pajamas? What's the sitcom look like? You know?
Oh, dear Lord.
This is an amazing
It's
gift.
It's memory foam.
Why does it crunch?
Is it memory foam because it's so fucking old that it has memory now?
Yes.
It's memory because it has literal gray matter.
Sentence?
So, Jesus Christ.
The spongiest part of the body.
Having a moment of just... He has had a near statuesque composure until that offer was made. And then there's a moment of chill that just runs over him. No. I have heard rumblings of our old sect in the city. Not everyone went on jihad the way they should have. After the defeat in New York, I felt that I was done with this. Many years in torpor will do that to you. You dream in torpor as much as they do not wish you to know. But you do. But those who still cling to the dream still move in the city. Especially when I found that my personal stash, I think is the word in English, of rare flowers did not make it back. to Romania with me.
Delia, as she's sitting there, slowly just pulling a few just different things in her purse to like put the vial of flowers lower in the purse. You know, and you're like, I'm just gonna put a tampon on top of this so no one looks at it. There's a few extra things of like banana Laffy Taffy that is now just on the top. It's just.
What kind of rare flowers?
I do believe you were instructed in our ways appropriately.
Yes. Well, to some degree, yeah.
Yes. The new wave does tend to enjoy just throwing a whole bunch of people in the ground and then letting them tear each other apart.
Yeah, that's really not how it happened for me.
So,
Okay.
your instruction involved the Volderi, correct?
Yeah.
I personally kept a rare strain of flower that was grown for such a ritual at one time.
Some of us aren't terribly familiar with the Volderi. Would you educate us on the matter?
It is known as the Cupola fire flower in your tongue. It was used to grow the bond between vampires without... Sorry, he would have said kindred. Grow the bond between kindred without having to perform a bond as deep as what your clan would have enjoyed so much.
Without the...
He says as he looks directly at Delia.
There's more freedom in this?
Yes and no. A different form of bond is made. It is not as subservient, but this is just as intense. It was how we decided to bring our sect together.
It's basically the only thing that kept people from tearing each other apart.
I regret those times myself now. Especially seeing as how things are going now, with madmen and women running around the desert looking for lost tombs.
I watched a nature documentary about these ants, and sometimes when one of them starts going in a circle, the other ones that are following it, trying to find food, also start going in a circle, and then they just keep doing that until they die. That's the Sabbat now.
Circling the drain, so to speak.
Chasing
Yes.
their fucking tails. Not that I'm really all that sad to see them go.
An apt analogy, I would say. But I have returned also to make an offer based on this. Look, how would you like to completely remove your debt?
Isn't that really more up to Delia at this point than...
Oh.
Regardless, yes,
No,
sure. How?
No, that only covered a portion of it. How would you like to completely erase your debt?
Well,
Given
of course I would like to.
Yes. I wish for you to find what is left of my lost garden, and I wish to see it burned.
Oh, okay. Manageable.
Well, if it's what I think it is, we may have already done that. Not
And Luke's
burned
really
it,
good with
but
fire.
found it.
Yeah, almost too fast with the fire sometimes.
Yeah, top-notch fireman.
Everyone lived. I think that means that it was done correctly.
You say you have found this already?
Charlie, do you still have that flower?
Hmm?
You still have that flower?
Oh, yeah. Just hold on. And she just goes into like pocket of like her dress and just takes out what she was looking at earlier that they took out of the hipster. I guess.
He does that, like, face doesn't move, but eyes just kind of get, like, his eyes almost roll under as he looks down at what you have in your hand. Yes, at one time that could have been recognized as the fire flower.
Has this flower? Well, Has this flower ever been used for anything else? I mean, this is your personal stash, you seem really familiar with the flower, but have you heard of anyone using it in other ways?
The Voldiri was what the Koldun used it for. Our sorcerers. Our more... No, I am trying to move past those old grievances. It's not your fault that you were embraced by a line of horrific monsters. I say that as somebody who can do terrible things with the flesh of those I meet. But yes, the Zimitsi at one point did have very knowledgeable, spiritual, and powerful sorcerers amongst our blood. Those are gone now, no thanks to the blood of Tremere.
So, who do you think would have gotten their hands on your flowers? Your garden?
Any one of my previous pack may have known?
Where was your garden? We might have an idea of who took it, but it'd be easier to track it back if we knew the details of where they had to acquire it.
I did use a small plot in the botanical gardens at one time.
Oh.
I knew it. I knew it. Just Charlie, just quietly, like, oh, I thought so.
Who all was in your old pack?
We had a scion of Hakim, my old paramour. Yeah, he was a La Sombre. We had a Carthaginian. And there were so many others that were forced upon us during that time. When the war began, we were inundated with those who were put through the mass rituals. I did not appreciate the steps taken by our bishop at the time, beheading a prince under the guise of peace talks. is not the way to do proper business. We seek war, but we do not seek uncivilized behavior.
You understand the contradiction there.
You do realize this is why I am no longer part of this sect.
True. I'm just saying all war is uncivilized.
You and I could have a very short conversation about that, but I have far less time. And I would leave Sloane to be able to explain that to you. Regardless.
I have a question.
Yes,
that's okay.
Ball of Sunshine, who defies all meaning within vampire society. Kindred society.
That's not the
I need
first
to get
time
back
I've
into
heard that, and it
games.
won't be the last, I'm sure. Also, I just love this, by the way. She just starts kind of like doing like a
Yeah.
your bone beard.
It's hell on the hands, though. Smirk at Grigori.
And Charlie's just holding the flower. Just goes, "Do you have any idea why this flower would be kind of angry, aggressive feeling to it? Almost like it's been injected with fury."
Well, that would be its natural state, as it is a byproduct of the blood of a demon.
Oh. Okay, that would make sense.
So, since
Got
we
it.
might actually have an idea of who, well, fuck with your stuff, if we were to help Luke find that person, could we perceivably negotiate an ends where we get to keep some of your flowers? Personally, just for educational purposes.
I must give you credit, Delia Brooks.
Usually people say that and then it's an insult right after, so she just kind of just like...
You have much gall and ambition, but leave it to one of Tremiere to need to study a thing. Yes. As my payment to you, you may keep 2 blossoms. And you must swear that you will never plant new. Luke, our debt will be clear.
How do you want me to give you proof?
I will accept your word.
Understood.
Gives you a very, intense glare.
I reciprocate the glare and just stone-faced, yep.
Mm-hmm. Turns to Sloane. For you? I would offer you a antique that you could use to further bolster any story that is told.
Is it what I really... You know what it is that I really want.
I will give you the sword.
Done.
I want a sword.
And I have no earthly idea of what to give a kindred like you. As he turns to Charlie.
I mean, everybody else getting what they want is enough for me, but I studied some botany and agriculture in college, and having the flowers is actually really awesome. I find them very pretty.
Good. Then allowing Delia to have 2 blossoms would mean that one could be yours.
Charlie also could probably use a automatic shotgun with dragon breath rounds.
Why?
You do realize she's capable of defending herself, right?
Yeah. I was literally trying to think of the perfect gift.
Do you want an automatic shotgun with dragon's breath rounds? Is that what you want, Luke?
Me? No.
Good,
Yes,
because
no.
guns are for cowards, and you know that is my opinion of them.
Sure. They're still fun.
Again, a concept of civilized and uncivilized. When you have no rules in war, yes, then it becomes uncivil.
Rules of war were created to benefit those who were already in a position of control and power.
This again. I have far better things to be doing with my night than educating you about higher thinking. So I thank you for your hospitality, and I leave you to the rest of your night.
Sure you don't want anything before you go?
There are many things that I want, and none of them you can provide. So no, nothing from here. I will ask that you open the door for me. I hazard that I would catch something if I touched the handle.
I just assumed that you were such a traditionalist you'd prefer I open the window so that you could... Yeah, that's fine. I will open the door. Yes, of course. Please, follow me.
Stands up. Pulls out a handkerchief from the inside of the jacket. Wipes the back of his pants quickly. Before he unceremoniously just drops it. Like it's dead to him now. As he walks out, nodding to each of you as he passes, heads down the stairs.
It's nice meeting you.
I'll
Takes
be
a
right
picture
back.
of the back of him.
Can we talk about how adorable that level of petulance has to be? You can't catch anything. We don't get a cold. There's no bacteria for him to wipe off his well-sculpted bum.
It's just the way he is.
It's like a child, and yet, so like, oh, so grim, so stern. There's logic. There's such logic in the man, and yet, there's no bacteria. We do not.
But do you really leave your habits behind, Delia?
Well, I didn't mind being in the sewers at that time. I still had the gloves in my purse though for work. Just worked out that other people could use them.
Luke and Grigori will spend the next 5 minutes basically walking out. Not even 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3, because it's just he says nothing. Heading out, they exchange maybe an icy glare of understanding and a nod before he makes his way out into the city night.
Grigori, before you go.
Oh. Yes.
Next time you come by, especially if our debt is cleared, call first.
Oh. My apologies. I'm so used to being able to drop in on subjects whenever I wish. It slipped my mind. Your
I understand.
your receptionist was very understanding, though. He kind of leans forward for a second and just says, "You should really tell her to lay off on the sweets." Leaves a aftertaste as he starts to leave and out onto the street.
Have a good one.
It's right here where you just hear like kink, 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 kink of like feet like on the stairs, and Shirley just like pokes her head out and just goes, "Gregory, damn! I was gonna ask him if I could have a shirt like his."
I will find you your own douche clothes. That's fine.
Nice. You're not. Listen,
Well,
Mr. Beige, I don't want to hear it.
It is intentionally unassuming.
Unassuming, it has like no pulse in this room. You really need. Listen, hold on. I got ideas, and she just comes down the stairs with like her phone and shows like pictures of his place, and then like the IKEA stuff she like screenshotted during the beginning of the conversation. It's like, I think you could do with these pillows. These curtains would look really nice, and they'll still block out the sun. It'll be fine. And just starts going through stuff.
Okay. That's actually really nice. And you and I can go over this later. For now, we should get back to the group. And I'm going to be quietly fuming for just a little bit.
I was gonna ask if you're okay.
I'm all right. He's just an asshole. He always has been.
Do you want a hug?
No, I still smell like shit.
She just looks at her shirt. Looks at Luke. Goes, "No, I think you need to hug more." And just hugs him anyway. I love hugging Luke for this exact reason. It's easier.
So antagonistic.
Oh my
Just-
god.
Goes back up the stairs.
So the four of you once more are surrounded in a sea of beige. The apartment furnished in a kaleidoscope of off-white.
Eggshell. Sandstone.
See,
I'm
it
looking
was
at Julian
actually
and just go, "Do you want to know why I know Grigori? So we can put your mind at ease."
I mean, I liked my scandalous idea the first time. It was very entertaining. I know that that's not it, but it's the most rise out of you I've seen.
We beat the ever-living shit out of each other. That's why. Honestly, just looking at his face with all the... just makes my knuckles hurt.
I thought you meant like... Ooh. I don't know. It was very... So, you're getting a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Does it flame? There's a lot of fire going
No.
on. No?
It's his sword that he fights with, that I had to deal with. And he wouldn't give it up the first time. And it's kind of a trophy, okay?
Trophy. You keep... I've learned something.
Is it really much of a trophy if he gives it to you willingly?
That's a good point.
Do you even know what fighting a man like Grigori with a sword is like?
Yeah.
I think I earned it.
No one needs
Not
to
saying
know
you
it was
didn't.
given. I'll
All
lie
right.
for you.
Did you say you fought Grigori? Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Did you win? Or were you like all beat up at the end?
We did
It's complicated. I didn't lose.
Wait.
So
Are you the
you
one
won.
that put him down there?
That's why I have this. And I just pull out the token, the cloth.
I'm sorry we undid what you did.
You kind of undid what he did. It's a complicated...
Seems that way.
It basically, if it didn't go the way it went, it would have ended with both of us dead.
Ooh, steamy.
And he wanted out. Because of, well, everything he's been saying and about who he dealt with.
Yeah, I get the idea that he's a bit of a sour grape, but, he does seem to have had a change of opinion on a lot of things. I think New York's not worse off for his occupying it. For now, anyway.
His changes of opinion are not really changes. He's an opportunist. He's a survivor. He looks out for him.
Be that as it may, I do think it would be looked at fondly from other older generations to see someone like him speaking positively about changes happening here. Yeah?
Yeah, but how would you get him to do that?
I don't know, Curtis will think of something. I'll find something, I'll give Curtis a thing, maybe, and then he'll figure out something clever and devious and scumbaggy. And he could do it.
Wow.
He could do anything.
Wow.
Like that insult, but then he could do anything.
Oh, hey, look, our Chantry cat followed us to my tattoo shop.
This is the best haunting ever! Oh! Oh my god. I love you, cat. You're my favorite. You're the favorite character on the show.
I just love that the cat, it looks like the cat is standing on nothing.
Yeah. So spooky.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Curtis can think of something. Curtis did him a favor before. There's no way he would forget payments owed.
Personally, I'd say let's just focus on handling the job.
Oh, yeah,
We can
well,
deal with winning hearts and minds later.
no one will fund your dreams. Doesn't matter if you dream now, does it? So yeah. At least we have an idea of where the flower came from. Unfortunately, botanical gardens is super problematic for us to have to investigate.
Well, so we have two different directions right now that we could head. Do we think that the botanical gardens is a better lead than going and talking to our subservient friend?
Oh, well, as much as I would have loved to catch the Black Mass to talk to Siegbert and Victoria, I don't know. I feel like the that lingering thought, the scale in my head, the judge lead is probably the most specific thing that we have. But I could definitely use some ideas on who we could speak to, maybe to figure out more about that. Do you know anything more about his old quartering mates, the three that they mentioned? Maybe?
No, by the time Grigori and I were particularly familiar with each other, we were both removed.
Oh, damn. I knew I was supposed to be doing something while we were standing in the shop.
IKEA shopping?
Charlie takes out her phone. Charlie takes out her phone and goes on to Google Maps and uses it to zoom in on New York to try to figure out locations in New York City where that match the type of terrain and soil that the flower would need to actually take hold.
Oh, I could maybe help you with an idea I had about that.
Really?
Maybe something that could help you narrow down the search. There are physical requirements for this flower that you know way better than I would. I've never tried to have a plant. Oh, that's so sad. I should try and raise a plant one day. But
It's really easy. It's not too bad.
I'd love to try one day. I like the little ferns that go that close up. There are other ruling requirements for this flower to flourish, right? It seemed to be maybe there are do you know about ley lines? Cassandra does. Cassandra had an occult newsletter as a child, so
Some points of occult would help you with that concept.
okay, thanks.
Intelligence occult.
Alrighty.
Anyone can make this roll to see if this will be understandable.
Is this psychoenergetics?
No.
Okay.
Nope, nothing for me.
Can I have a bonus die? Or two? Can I have two?
Oh,
Oh.
the curse is broken.
Finally! I'm so happy!
If you want some bonus die, I'm in favor of you using them. We have a fair number, actually.
Yeah, we're in the double digits, so if I were to steal two, is everyone in okay?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Yay!
Sorry, I'm relaunching Steam Deck because I tried to.
I got one success.
Three.
Four.
So you used two. Did anybody
Yeah.
else use any bonus dice?
Nope.
Okay. So, those of you who got 0, this is that weird shit again. You know that there's kindred, literal Draculas walking around. I miss Fox.
I was thinking about that just there too.
So the idea of there being mystic ley lines is a little is not completely out of the question.
It doesn't necessarily have to be missing. It could just be a collection of energies that
Shut up. Let me give the I am giving a thing right now. This is not this is role play. This is me letting Sloan know what little they that it's not out of the realm of possibility. You're not skeptical about it, but the likelihood that you understand how it works at all is just over your head.
There's some magic shit.
Yeah. Luke got 2. Luke got 1. Yeah, you've heard of ley lines before. You just never really got into it because it wasn't really your thing.
Yeah, the chick in the crystal shop was talking about them, and I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but like, I'm just trying to get some incense for the tattoo parlor, you know?
No, it's good. You shouldn't have listened to the charlatan.
Caroline has talked about it before when she was doing tarot at the front desk, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Charlie. Now this is where it starts to have a little bit of a connection. Charlie's starting to put a couple of things together now. This flower probably doesn't require just the bee balms conditions the same way you would just trying to cultivate this flower, because you could get that in any greenhouse. You could just create those conditions if you really needed to. What this needs might be something a little bit more extra, considering how he echoed Luke's idea that it was actually a demon flower. So the idea that this could require a environment more uh, uh, more mystically charged, so to speak, is definitely not out of the realm of possibility now. Delia? Yeah, there's definite convergences of there are convergences of energy that is occasionally tapped into that can be diverted. It can be even measured in recent years with some technology that you heard about. Whether you consider them ancient power lines of spiritual conduits, regardless, it's similar to the way a rich vein of ore might disrupt radio signals, that kind of thing, where it's similar to the way it's like how water collects into rivers. Same concept. Psychoactivity may end up in a river of sorts. The river of slime. Anyway, sorry. Running straight on. Sorry. But yes, that is a firm possibility.
So the real question is how do you ascertain where to find these grooves where it would coalesce the energy, and locally, I do not want to go back to Philly.
Well, I mean, it would still need like the usual geological needs, but then I guess we overlay it with like, you know, maybe a place that matches up more with like the extra needs of the flower.
Yeah, I think that way we overlay it. Then we could also look at even things like, oh shoot, well, if I open it up to the idea that they could grow it in like a warehouse, that'd be really concerning if you've seen New York these days. But
it wouldn't be
where to find an accurate map of ley lines, that's a different. Well, you could check the chantry.
You just gotta talk to a bunch of wizards, right?
There are
Any
no such
chance-
thing as wizards, Luke. But we can check the books in our personal library. A fountain of knowledge.
Any chance a bunch of these magic fucking line things run together under the cairn?
Oh, well, yeah, probably. That's probably why it was able to be so vibrantly angry.
I mean, are there like different kinds, or are they all the same?
Well, ley lines can be influenced and harnessed into directions, shaped. It's kind of like, if you were to have a ginormous hose of water and you know you cannot stop it because, wow, it's a lot of water, and if you try and stand in front of that water, you're gonna get an arm knocked off. That happens. But you can kind of direct it like magma or lava, and it could take a certain shape.
Is there any way to piss off a ley line? I mean, the flower's real mad, like big mad, and I figure
Yeah, but he said
angry ley line.
He said the flowers are just mad. That's just what they are.
Then he mentioned demon blood and kind of other stuff, and now I'm like,
Well, humans have had a long history of associating certain, even personality traits with the words like demon and witch. I'm sorry, my hair's red. Well, actually, no, I've dyed this when I was very young. But if I had my hair red when I was born, that would have been enough for someone to call me a witch. Are you really going to let people who wrote books like this decide what is called a demon? It has certain properties. I can work with this. I just, I don't know if I can go all the way with you with the idea that it's an actual, like, demon-infused No, I can't. I'm sorry.
oh, I went with what he was saying. Also, I do love your hair.
Well, thank you.
I
I
think
used
it
to
looks
spend
great.
a lot of time on it, and then it was just like a lot of dark tunnels and no one really cared anymore, but I thought it was important to invest in myself still.
I mean, okay. If we want to lean into this whole analogy of what is a demon and what. First off, I know Luke will agree with me when I say that the whole history is written by the victors thing kind of applies here. That somebody can choose to demonize something because they think it's evil, but that would probably lend to the fact that it probably had some kind of angry, evil behavior that led them to think that. So, I mean, like a rage beast of some kind. God, that
What?
just makes you think about werewolves.
I mean, also evil behavior. The idea of a certain behavior being evil.
That's why that.
Yeah.
Can I just chime in for a moment?
Oh, please do.
I think we've gotten a little bit off track,
Agreed.
personally.
I could talk about the morals. And
No,
yeah.
hang on. What I mean is, we have, what do they say now? Action items on our to-do list. 1, figure out who's sending the flowers and the ghouls into werewolf territory, or else the werewolves will, unleash. 2, destroy the flowers. 3, double check the botanical gardens, make sure that there aren't any flowers there. 4, I guess, would be to figure out whether or not there are ley line connections potentially underneath the cairn.
I will point out above all those points, before we started this, and I appreciate wanting to pay off your debts, and I'm happy to help with that, my primary goal was to figure out how to use this thing for my research. And, problematically, there are people who want to use it counter to what we're looking to do here, so I'm happy that it lines up, but I agree, we should see who the judge is that's sending the ghouls and taking the flowers and ruin their day. And hopefully that might actually lead to us figuring out if he was also being funded by Seaford. There's many ways to find out if that piece of shit's still active without having to see his face.
So let's go do something.
So, yes. How might we figure out who this judge character is? We could talk to Alice and see if there are any new faces lurking about.
Or old
That
faces.
should be fun.
We could look
Remember,
into...
this is someone who knows not only about these flowers, but that there were some available.
They're well connected then. If they're looking to do this, whatever they're doing, they probably didn't just stick on to one place. They probably put the flowers elsewhere as well. Charlie pointed out you could graft the flowers into other locations pretty easily, so if we want to look at the ley lines, we can see if there are other places as well. Which do you guys think would be the better option? Trying to figure out the human element, right? The person, the judge, the person sending the ghouls out? Or do we look into the side of things, the environmental aspect of it?
There's a part of me that feels like we should knock out the simplest item first and double check the botanical gardens.
The scene of the crime?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Giovanni territory.
We should be fine with them now, right?
Yes, Curtis should have cleaned that up for us. We could make a new mess in which we could then later need to blood bond to Curtis to clean up again. Maybe we don't set a few fires this time.
Does Charlie have Curtis's number?
It's not a Nazi botanical garden, is it?
I don't know, the world keeps changing.
The flowers are very beautiful this year. Yes, Hans?
We are going to mulch you up.
Do they only grow certain colors of flowers?
No.
Klaus, I'm very happy that we only have white flowers in this area.
Delia has
Yeah.
the number from
Look
the
at
monkey.
those little
the
flowers
bird
over
and
this
phone.
over there, attempting to cross-pollinate.
Yay!
We should do something with them.
Maybe we could build a wall.
Burner phone! Delia got a burner phone from the monkey!
Charlie would have Curtis's number.
I hate everything.
I'm gonna text Curtis.
Sure, just fucking text Curtis. It's fine. Just
I'm gonna
Ring
text
him up.
Curtis. Just be
how
like,
you doing, my dude?
Actually, that'd probably be a very
What is it?
fine way to call him.
What does your text to Curtis say?
it says. Think about this. How would I charlify this text? Probably how I text a little bit. It's just gonna go, hi, like all the eyes in the second one, and then just go, I hope you got home okay. Are we okay with the Giovanni now? Can we go back in their territory without them being angry? And then just like a little flower emoji at the end.
Oh dear lord, like a smiley face daisy.
Oh, perfect.
If that's an option, absolutely.
If not, it's just a smiley face and then a daisy.
No, this is our world. We're gonna have a smiling daisy emoji.
Okay.
This is
There's
the
a
master
smiling
contribution we're making. There's no COVID, and we have a better emoji.
Charlie probably played one of those match games for like 14 hours to unlock that emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just the Disney keyboard that has all the Disney shit on it.
Okay.
In her happy little cell phone.
Excuse me. It takes a couple of moments,
I bet it does.
and then you get a text back that says, "Wow, I heard that." Followed by, I'd give it a few. They didn't care about the building, but the fire spread.
Just... Is that the whole message?
Feels it was too loud for their taste.
Oh shit. Oh. Okay. Might want to put a pin in the botanical gardens.
We could also just go.
You're too good with fire, is what I've just heard. Just staring at Luke.
Too good? What do you mean too good?
Fire do a spread. In the
There's
right.
a freestanding building. How did it... What?
Apparently it spread. That's what I just heard. Just waves her phone.
I pull out my phone, I just start looking up news reports about fire.
Yeah, it turns out that the fire marshal's investigation turned up accelerants in the area and as the probable cause for the start, and it seems as though the riotous mob outside may have carried the fire to nearby businesses.
That
Charlie.
sound... Wow. Yeah. Okay. Apparently they got all excited about your fire, Luke, and they were just like, everybody should have some fire, and just fucking...
Ah, so I am
You
Prometheus.
Get a fire, and you get a fire, and you get a
I
fire.
don't never... What?
Okay. Okay, so
Luke, this isn't
At the
good.
risk
Just
of
take
lo-
Sloane's phone.
oh,
Not
I broke the
good.
hegemony of the classic gods and brought fire to the people. I'm actually kind of proud of that.
Okay.
You
So
like your liver?
let's not bring fire to any
Not
more
especially.
people this week. There's a quota now in place for us as friends together. That I suspect Luke will be the one cashing in monthly. But my thought is, at least for the judge, we now know that this person would most likely have very negative concepts, opinions about the current regime. They would probably be, if I were to profile the actions that they're taking, we can kind of get some idea of what the personality would be like, and that can give us a direction when we ask somebody if there has been anyone of the clan around. Any ideas? Anything else? Because other than that, that's what I'm going to ask with.
Do we have to? So we have to go talk to a Toreador.
I mean, I could call her. I just figured I would get everyone's insight on what we knew about this person based off their actions. Otherwise, I could just lock myself in a room and actually make a profile, but I haven't had to do that in a while, and the last one didn't look favorably on the last person I made one. So I could do that. Unless we had something else.
I mean, I think making a profile is a pretty good idea. From what I could tell, they don't really give a hoot about werewolves and what they care about.
They're righteous, in a cause.
Because they're just kind of like dumping their little garden in the, something that matters to them.
If they don't care who gets hurt.
Past the werewolves to get in there.
Well, you send enough cannon fodder, and eventually some of them get through.
Well, you're not just dropping something. They're planting a garden.
It's a bunch of fucking seeds on dirt.
Is that how
Hey,
that works?
you, take these 500 seeds and go drop them over there.
You can't just
Hey,
drop
you,
seeds.
take these 500 seeds and go drop them over there. And you just keep doing that until eventually someone drops some seeds and they take root.
It's not how gardening works. Ugh.
I mean, it is if you don't give a shit.
As someone who's killed a lot of plants,
They really
I don't know.
do.
I think they give a shit about the end result. I don't think they care necessarily about whether or not it's all in neat little rows.
Well, no, for certain things that even take, it has to be under the ground. You actually have to follow procedure.
Okay, well, do we know that that's what this thing needs? It's a demon flower.
Okay, we know that this person is very smart because they figured out how to steal something from Grigori. They feel righteous and in their cause, so they're probably a big old dick, and a lot of people don't like them. It's just that personality trait doesn't work well with others, right?
Although it's also possible that they didn't steal anything from Grigori, and that they just happened upon them at the botanical gardens.
Well, that doesn't give us anything, so I'm going to go with the option that gives us something to stand on, so I don't spiral into a crisis.
Understood.
Okay. So we have a few ideas of what the person's like. Other than that, I guess I'll just text Alice. You guys brainstorm now. Don't stop. Keep going. I actually have some notepads. She pulls out like a little clipboard from her purse. It's like the yellow pad with the actual clip. It's got a little bic on it. I have a pad here, so maybe you guys can pass it around, fill out some ideas on here while I text Alice. She just like drops it on the floor between the median between everyone and is like,
Charlie just grabs the pad and she's like,
You
okay.
don't want to see my handwriting.
oh, now I do.
Right, 3 of us are having a powwow. Just sits on Luke's couch and is just kind of like wiggles a little bit to try and make it comfy.
Gotta find the lumpy part that's kind of has give still.
In between the lumps.
Yes.
Oh, between the lumps.
By the way,
Oh,
because I didn't get a chance to mention this earlier, I don't think the downstairs area, like the public-facing area of the shop, is nice looking. Like it basically looks like an art gallery, with black slate flooring and all sorts of cool shit on the walls and
raw brick for the walls.
Yeah,
Like
It's that
a bunch of Edison
contrast.
bulbs. But then you get upstairs and it's normcore.
Normcore.
Board cord.
All right, so Delia's texting Alice. What is Delia texting?
Holds phone. Puts phone down. Shit!
You're muted right now.
I love. Oh, that's a good start to a text message. I love that. Shit.
No, she screams from across the room as she's just holding the phone out like an angry child, like it's above her head. Shit! I cannot text this harpy without giving her something for it.
What does she want?
I don't know, what's a juice? Anybody? Information. What can I give her?
Piercings. I could offer her free piercings.
First of all, 5% is not a lot. That's basically like free shipping. Maybe. You scam artist.
You can't.
Yeah, 5% for rescheduling something. 50% if I take their blood.
50% is
Everything
better.
else falls somewhere in the middle.
Okay, fine. But 15% would be a better deal for other people. I'm sorry. My head is full of a lot of things. Yeah. Usually she's not gonna give me shit without paying for something.
What is she like?
Probably
The
power
sound
like
of her
everyone
own
else.
voice.
You want to get her a voice recorder? I don't understand.
Just ask her what she wants.
I'll call her.
Offer her a night on the town with New York's flashiest rising celebrity amongst the kindred, aka Charlie.
What? I didn't.
Oh dear, I'm really worried about the problematic nature of us using Charlie to barter for things lately.
I
don't want
yeah,
to...
I've already hit my quota for that.
I
Yeah.
mean, you could offer me, but I don't think she'd take it.
Find out what she wants, and then we'll figure out who's gonna pay it.
Okay. Yeah. Ring ring. Telephone.
You got this. Charlie's just being cheerleader. You got this.
As the phone rings, we are going to go ahead and go on our break.
Heck yeah,
'cause we are
procrastinate the phone
close
call.
enough. We are going to go into Luke's apartment above the Blackheart Inc., his tattoo place, where the three members of the coterie not currently trying to make a phone call are powwowing, and Delia is trying to make that phone call to the harpy of to one of the harpies of the city.
As she picks up the phone and then just randomly Luke shouts out anus, and then she hangs up the phone and throws it away. And
Throws
I
the
gotta go
phone
get
at
another
you.
phone.
And then leaves through the window.
From the phone.
The phone rings twice before a rather there's a short moment of that cloth over microphone sound.
Oh,
And
she's
then-
wearing clothes.
Hello.
Heidi ho. Wow, you picked up real fast. I'm flattered. Thank you.
Well, I was in the middle of sending a message and then well,
Oh, I'm an accident. That's okay. Happy accident. I wanted to talk to you, and now you're stuck talking to this happy little accident.
wanting to talk to me is nothing.
I
I am
anus at
surprised
this point
about.
just to make the conversation less awkward.
Well, it helps that you are such a champ to talk to. No, it's just that you're really well connected, and you always know what's happening. So you're the first person I think about.
So did you just call to flatter me, or
Well, I can. I could.
You
I have a
could.
full night.
I'd like to schedule that though, because I
Well-
do have some stuff on my plate tonight.
Okay, well, we could schedule a night where maybe you can tell me about a new pop-up bar or something like that last one you brought us to. That would be kind of cool. And then I could
there's a
flatter
bunch.
you. I'm really surprised we haven't had an Elysium at one yet. I remember you really wanted to do that for the IV drip.
Oh, that place went under real fast. Turns out the owner was a bit of a scumbag.
Oh, ew. I'm surprised you didn't buy it off him and just run into something way more fashionable.
Didn't source his product for us very well, and that got a few of us upset. So, but there's a real reason you're calling me. I can feel it.
Yes, Smarty Pants. I need to know if you've seen somebody. I'm looking for a particular someone, and they're it's a bit vague and cryptic. And I figured if anyone could piece it together, it'd be you.
I'm all ears.
I am looking for a really old judge, like really old. Sabat, Battle of New York, kind of old.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought they were, all off gallivanting across the way, but I think there might still be one around, and they're not very big fans of Curtis, and I kind of wanted to sniff it out and maybe make Curtis's day and remove some problems, right?
Oh, that is absolutely the reason why you're doing any of this.
A girl can have alternative reasons, things too.
Okay, ulterior motives aside, who are you looking for?
I don't have their name, but they used to run with someone named Grigori Zamitsi, who I think used to be nestled down over in the botanical gardens.
Oh. Yeah, I remember Grigori. Big, tall drink of water, right?
Bony little cheekbones.
Mm.
Do you need another minute?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw his butt today. I could describe what he was wearing.
I thought Grigori was taken out during the battle.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful painting. I met the person who took him out, and they had a painting commemoratively done of his sculpted derriere. So, right. So I'm looking for that judge. Yeah, they used to run with him, and I think he used to have a Lazambra lover and a bunch of other people that was kind of in that group. And I was wondering if maybe anybody has stuck out like a sore thumb, or just kind of made their presence known. They're usually really a shitty person that no one would be friends with anyway, but
I think the person you're looking for, their name is Anish. I think that's what his name was.
So, have you seen them around, or did they all skedaddle out?
Oh, I haven't seen them at all.
Oh, probably for the better. Do you know who they would run with at all? Outside of, obviously, our bony friend?
Other than the shadows, so that they're not caught out walking around as somebody who was part of the war. Oh.
Yeah, not popular, but I've been around with people who somehow seem to have changed their PR about that. So,
Yeah. I mean, I'll keep an eye out, I guess, and if I hear anything about it, maybe I'll send it your way. Listen, I have some things to do. We're just gonna call this an you owe me.
Well, you can call in your favor when we schedule our next pop-up bar night out.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Okay. One IOU from Delia. I love it. Thanks. Bye. And then click. Yeah, everybody can hear that bye coming from the phone. It's at that one particular resonance that everyone can hear it.
As a reflex, Charlie goes, bye!
She was just holding the phone like this.
How many tenths of your soul did you have to give up?
Oh, I just, I'm just handing out favors to everybody. But I have a name.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with someone named Anish?
Conry, am I familiar with someone named Anish?
You could roll a politics check, maybe.
Supposedly, super old, used to run with Grigori. Other than that,
And mind
kind
if
of.
I maybe use a couple of bonus
Please do.
dash?
We need this. We need this.
How many bonus die?
Can
I'm gonna add
Yeah.
2.
2?
Can anybody roll this?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. Sweet. So was it like int politics or
Intelligence politics, yes.
cool?
Hey, fuck yeah. 4.
Yeah,
Yes,
we have
that's what we
politics.
need.
So. Oh,
Ooh.
I only rolled 3 dice, guys. I'm still good.
I rolled 2 on 2 dice.
Ooh.
I got 4 on 6, and I'm not mad about it.
No.
It's a good night. Good night for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I just realized also I now have to come up with a painting.
To come up with a what?
Luke, how are you with, like, non-fleshy art?
Pretty good.
Can you paint
Better
something?
with fleshy art, but
I mean, it would be a
Uh,
fleshy part.
well, you know, I could do it on, say, leather canvas. You know, to really get the texture of Grigori's form.
I paint.
Anyway,
Okay.
yes, I could do it. I could.
So, in our off time, if the two of you would make this remarkable collaboration where you, and she lowers her voice really low, and she's like, we're to make a picture painting of Grigori's bottom. I could then present that to Alice next time I see her and owe her my soul. It'll soften the blow.
We're
Okay.
making butt art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neat.
I get really nervous talking to her. She's
Yeah.
scary.
Did you almost screw over Grigori and me at the same
Correct.
time?
I am remarkably talented. But instead, I have now brought us about to a universe where a painting of Grigori's butt will now exist. Honestly, I think we're all better for it.
For what it's worth, I'm not certain she didn't see through your clever ruse.
She probably knew, honestly. She's very close with Curtis, and Curtis was the one who arranged for his excursion east when he woke up.
Sure, but now she could say, you know, without lying, that she has heard that he is alive without selling out the prince to do it.
Oh yeah, I probably would be better to sell. Although I could be scary. If she believes half the rumors about me, I could be real scary.
I mean,
Once I get the sword, it'll be easier to sell it.
Yeah.
Because nobody would think he'd ever give it up.
We'll have you go, like, get you like a little holster and go on the subway with it. Like, you know, like
holster.
Halloween kids.
I don't think walking around in the city with a sword.
Yeah, I think they frown upon that.
It's New York.
Just
Do you
thought-
think anyone would even notice?
What were the politics checks, by the way?
Thanks.
I got a 4.
Okay. 2 and 1, you're kind of... The name sounds Indian, and there aren't... The thing is, New York is very multicultural, so you're not 100% sure if you're totally confident about who it could be, but you feel like you've heard that name before. Luke remembers a very effective judge who went by the name of Anish Singh.
Only the single most common last name. Well, one of them.
He was in life, he was a Sikh warlord.
Anish Singh. Huh? So there was a guy who used to operate around here, last name of Singh. that kind of matches that. I guess that name. First name was Anish. Not the kind of guy you just call or talk to. Connery, would I have any idea where like he would hang out or most likely be?
Dude was a shadow.
Yeah. No one. You did not find Anish. Anish found you.
Ooh, spooky.
Well, yeah, but it's also the judges consider it something of a professional trademark to be difficult to get a hold of. Inscrutability is a rough estimation of their capabilities.
Do you recall what they look like? Would you recognize them if you saw them?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, that's
Maybe.
good. That's something. That's not a no. Because
They also could have changed their face from then to now.
Ooh, you make things very complicated. Assuming that
Damn,
they
me too.
assuming that they have not because they think that they are so good at their job that no one has really seen them or will see them, that overconfidence might mean that they have not changed their face. And if someone's on like a righteous cause, then maybe they think they're untouchable, right? So could we, now knowing a person and maybe their identity, what they would look like, maybe look at the information Charlie can bring forward about where you would ideally want to have these flowers or greenhouses, what things you would need to have a greenhouse to facilitate these flowers, overlay that with the information I could pull together from my derriere about ley lines locally, and then maybe like do a mad little stakeout and just see if anyone's suspicious. Ghouls? Maybe we can keep one alive this time. I could do some damage with the living ghoul. Thoughts?
Okay.
We're gonna be like investigators.
Yeah! Well, we can't really like do it like they do it on TV with like going to McDonald's first, but I think it could be fun.
We could
Oh,
go to
yeah,
McDonald's.
I still won't. I can eat, and I still won't eat there.
Why would we have to go to McDonald's to investigate?
Oh, I don't know. Everyone eats like the trash food on television when they do like a stakeout.
I thought it was always Chinese.
it?
Donuts.
Son of a bitch! I don't
I would
know.
do donuts.
I spent a lot of my life underground. Bear with me. So, how do we feel about this?
I still spend a lot of my life underground, but okay.
You know, thank you. That does make me feel better. You seem okay, and you spent time underground.
Or as
Yeah, like most nights.
Well, I did in my living time. Now I live above ground. Isn't that nice?
moving on up.
Mm-hmm.
Or days, I guess, would be.
So I'm
Sleepy
fine
time.
with giving this a shot. It could potentially work. My real worry is that we're going to take a look at everything and realize that the only place that matches all these criteria is the werewolf cairn.
Well, if that happens, then we think of something new. But actually, that'd be great. If we only have one or two places that would line up, that narrows it down. I'm more worried about looking at these things and finding 800 places.
I see. Well, it's worth a shot.
Do
Do you have a computer?
Connor, I have a question.
Ooh.
Would I have any contacts in the war that might be able to tell me about this
Ooh.
judge?
Ooh.
Let me jump on over to that lore sheet then
Ooh.
and take a little bit of a look-see.
Ooh.
Because you had it at level 4.
Yeah.
So that means...
That's for all my points when I have nothing else.
Ooh. Ooh, juicy.
Once per story, you can ask the storyteller for a piece of information relating to the sect war in your domain.
Oh, fuck yeah. Good thinking.
I also apparently get 3 dots of status or whatever, so I
Status or
but
Mala?
didn't- What?
I think it was status or Mala. I think you took status.
Yeah. But yeah, I can cash this in. I think it's fair in this story. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a valuable enough piece of lore?
Oh, fuck yeah. Also, this was
All right.
really smart thinking.
Here's my chip.
I'm
Yeah.
ready for the door to kick in.
All right, make a note that you have used it for this story, though.
Yep. I will.
One of the most deadly enemies in that sect war in the months. Somebody that even gave Theo Bell a fucking run for his money. Was the person known as Anish Singh. He's known as a practitioner of Gatka, which is a traditional Indian martial art taught amongst the Sikh, where they practice with it's a wooden stick fighting style. It's a type of stick fighting. He uses a silver rod as he fights. And it was usually the flash of that he was known for being able to, with a silver rod, basically a silver truncheon, like a quarterstaff. So we're talking like maybe 3 feet of silver staff. He was able to decapitate people with it.
Could he also save up kinetic energy over a long period of time and then release it all at once?
Sloan remembers that he would show up as a silver flash, take out an entire coterie on the street, and then be gone. The survivors of any of his attacks just were, all they could talk about was the flashing silver. And that was it.
Yeah, this is a particularly nasty customer that we'd be dealing with.
How nasty?
This is a, what?
Like, how super like, bad personality, or...
Like he could... he had a staff made of, like, silver that he fought with. And, like, heads would roll when he showed up.
Ugh.
And it was kind of like a in, out, done kind of thing.
I mean, for what it's worth, Charlie could probably do that with a hockey stick.
And it's equally terrifying when Charlie does. Yeah, you can be a little scary, honey.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
don't mean to.
It's my fault for skipping gym. It's fine.
Oh, I love gym. I miss gym class.
I hated it. And it shows.
What's gym class?
Oh, you like play kickball and tennis and volleyball with like a bunch of students in your class.
What's kickball? I know the other two.
There's no way. Wait, you're fucking with us.
No.
Do you not have television? If she looks around wildly at this beige
I
nightmare.
have television. I haven't seen anyone playing kickball. Is that a really common thing? What is it?
In gym class?
It's like,
bases
it's like kind of like baseball, but they play with a rubber ball that you kick like soccer. So instead of swinging a bat at a ball, they roll it to you and you kick it, and then there's bases. and
Sometimes
stuff.
sometimes you hit another kid by accident. I used to do that a lot.
Makes a fun
That's fun.
sound.
I probably
Oh,
would
he has
not
like
like
that boom.
We should play kickball sometime.
Charlie lights up like Christmas.
I don't think there's a big enough baseball diamond for us to play kickball around here.
I mean,
I
We can only
prom-
play kickball during thunderstorms, otherwise. heroes.
I promise I will.
Oh my
kickball
god,
with you
I'm
all
sick to my stomach now.
If we find this person. We find this person, I will play the kickball with you all.
I don't,
Cool.
do we really
Deal.
want
Charlie
Never
just
tried
walks up to Delia and just shakes her hand like, deal! It's really excited.
I didn't really have
Oh.
what you call a childhood. So,
Oh, we'll
that
give you one
sounds
now.
fun.
Pat.
If you learn how to eat cookies, I'll pack you a lunch.
You learn how to eat cookies.
Noted. I mean, I could make a little, like, esophageal pouch or something.
Ooh, I don't know if that's really the classic childhood experience, but you work with you got.
No, you just put them in a Ziploc bag. You don't need a pouch like that. Ew.
Dear God, let's focus on the murdering, rampaging, horrendous, possible destruction coming to New York City. That seems way more
The man with the silver stick. Yes.
Yes. So, super big news. So, if this person was seen, they would be, like, known, right?
a big fucking deal?
Well-
Yes. The problem is what?
I can give you another thing here, Sloan.
Okay.
The most disturbing thing of his arrival, violence, and subsequent disappearance was
Mhm.
that he came from nowhere, vanished to nowhere. He was fast as lightning, like as fast as any other kindred you've ever seen. But the really most disturbing thing, because you think you've seen this happen, you just questioned it, was that it's utterly silent. No one ever hears anything. Like, somebody's head is split open vertically, and there isn't a sound. The only sound that you end up hearing is after he's gone, there's like, you hear the dripping of blood from his victims.
I am concerned that none of you are really taking this guy seriously enough.
Oh, it's very easy to murder me. I'm very worried about my personal well-being.
I'm
I
not,
like my head attached.
and I'm concerned.
I'm taking him plenty seriously. I'm just not. So we know he's dangerous and awful and whatever. But how the fuck do we find him? Or
Well, you're the one that said it. He finds you, right?
well, yeah, but that's not very useful to us right now.
Kind of don't want him to find me because it sounds like when he visits, it's not like a visit from Santa.
Well,
It's like a visit from hell.
we could find Santa by staking out some locations and then calling someone up and being like, yo, Santa's here. And then maybe we don't have to deal with it. Why don't we find a way to serve this character up to Hudson?
Because we're not 100% sure that. I think we need to talk to this person at least a little bit.
Why?
Or else find some other kind of evidence. Because if we get the wrong person and they send more ghouls in, then we will have fucked up and the werewolves will be on our asses.
Was he known for using ghouls? Was,
Typically,
Any other-
my understanding is that judges tend to be fairly hands-on. But I don't know.
Did he have an interest in gardening?
There is also the idea that...
Yes. Every Sunday he would sit down with his bonsai tree and these tiny little scissors. And no, I have no idea, Charlie. I'm sorry.
my point is that Sloan is known for a certain level of murder and destruction, right? But I am not. But Sloan called me, and asked for you all to come with to figure out this whole situation. People have friends, and this person could as well. So even if they're not known for sending ghouls off to do their bidding, that doesn't mean they don't have allies who would help them in that way. So if we at least stake out, we could possibly identify people around them. And even if this person isn't responsible, well, having some information about them is exceptionally valuable, and they'd be able to purchase something we need later.
You know, I've been thinking about it, by the way, and I just want to bring up, it occurs to me that the ghoul that we found, that was all filled with leaves and whatnot.
Oh yeah, the petal pinata.
Yeah. I've been thinking about why they would do it that way.
I thought it was like a message.
Well, I think they made a scarecrow, or in this case, a scare vamp.
There was nothing. There's nothing else. I couldn't even find a wallet on that body. Was there no notes in the pants while you took the pants apart to make a beautiful art piece? Nothing on it?
Nope.
And we don't know who took all their stuff. It could have been the werewolves, or it could have been whoever made them a ghoul in the first place.
If I knew more about... well, we have the pictures of their faces and the body. Hold on. Goes, oh, it's not on my phone. Son of a... Charlie, could I borrow your phone?
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
Just passes her phone.
Charlie was the one that took out her phone and went, neat.
Yeah.
I am Bender.
Just swiping by what is probably pictures of the plant first to get to the corpse. Your palette.
But there's pictures of Luke's place.
That's right.
Because she's been taking pictures of it.
Wow, it is
like his
really...
magnets on his fridge.
Ooh, it looks so yellow in here. Okay. All right.
Did we want to move back to the chantry so you could look stuff up?
I could possibly, with just maybe some smart Googling. Give me 1 minute, but I had a thought. Hold on, that is smart. On the body, could we send this picture of this poor fuck to possibly, no, Danny already looked. There's nothing on here that identifies this person other than hipsterness.
There's the tattoo that Charlie took a kind of a close-up picture of.
Oh, what is this? Oh, you didn't tell me there was a tattoo. Look, what? Is this some hip symbol?
I have forgotten, Connery, what the tattoo is.
It was really marked up, but now that you're looking at it, you have all the parts. You could put it back together.
Ew. Ew.
Oh, please just draw it on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll go get it.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I need a few minutes to research some stuff. So, all right, that's fine. Here you go. Here you go, Charlie.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Thank you.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, Luke leaves, and then for something nefarious, and Delia's starting to Google stuff. Charlie's just gonna turn to Sloane and go, so this guy with the silver stick or whatever, was the only time he ever came out to take people's heads off? Is that all he's known to do?
I mean, that's like his thing.
Such a macabre thing to be known for. But so all he does is just comes out and just like, I claim your heads, and then he just leaves?
He could. Sloane knows that he could decapitate a person with the rod, but he was just known for beating people just...
Oh, like cleaving their skulls in.
Yeah, and it was just very unnerving that it was being done with a metal stick.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't being done with a blade.
Instrument.
It was
Yeah.
being done with a blunt instrument, and he was hitting people so hard that he was delimbing and decapitating with what essentially was a silver cane.
I mean,
And he was
didn't-
kind of a boogeyman. Was his
He didn't exactly announce it. He just... There was a flash. People were dead. And there was nothing.
Nothing. Like,
Like, no sound.
it's quiet? Listen, that's so weird, because, I mean... Okay, like, when you're, like, breaking down a chicken, it makes some noise. I would think that if you're gonna debone a chicken with a stick, it would probably make more noise.
You don't know the way you said stick.
Not the stick.
Yeah. Fighting is inherently loud.
Yeah.
Every impact makes a sound. People react to those impacts and make sounds.
Not if you're an assassin
People-
wizard.
Well,
There's no such thing as wizards, Luke.
No sound. It's so weird.
Yeah. he would
So
just...
I think if we find out what makes him
Hang on.
appear,
Hang on. Slow.
what?
Finish your thought.
Yeah.
Finish your thought.
Oh, finish my... I don't remember what I was saying now.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well,
No.
sorry. Would you like a
I don't remember what I was
appeal?
saying either.
Okay.
Contagious.
It was one of those, like, moments that just was, like, gone, everything. But yeah, no, there wasn't sound. Like, I saw it and questioned that I even saw it. It was only kind of one of those, like, looking at the aftermath that it was even clear what happened.
You saw this. You fought Gregorian, had like a victorious tie. You're like a superhero.
Oh, the war was a fucked up time, okay?
Well, yeah, war usually is, but still.
War.
I'm glad you're on our side. Just goes
War
back to the little
chickens.
pad and keeps writing shit down. Profiling things.
So, Luke going downstairs. I need a flesh crafting test. I'm not gonna ask you for the rouse on it because it's a minor like little thing that you're doing. You're not doing a big ol' craft, so to speak. You're kind of putting a couple of scraps back together off of a corpse. Unless you're unfolding the corpse.
Yeah, how obvious are you that the corpse box is back?
I assume that I have to unfold some parts of it.
Yeah, you do. But you got a big enough freezer.
Yeah. Well, I've got a whole, like, I can just flop it onto, I've got a surgical theater.
Flop it.
Like yeah.
Oh, you flop it.
Just that slap sound as it hits the.
Yeah.
Luke just plays Bop It with corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Twist
Flop
it.
Twist
Turn it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what flick it is. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Fuck.
know.
I mean, this is the thing I'm good at, I guess. So I got 5.
All right.
You're really good at Bop It.
Flesh Bop It. Anyway,
Oh.
I had to mute.
this is a very 90s reference right now. Lorena Bop It. Anyway, all right. It's flesh crafting jokes. All right.
As I'm going through it, I'm just like, the neck bone's connected to the shoulder bone.
Luke is able to remove a
Smudge.
piece of flesh about yay big. It is, it's like 6 by 6 hunk of flesh. It's a circular tattoo. It is a ring of skulls around a central skull with fangs. and 3 connecting skulls to the central skull.
Mm.
You want to go show him what it looks like?
Hey, I'll look over your shoulder. It's slowly starting to make more sense to all of you why none of this bothers me. I think it's weird, but it doesn't gross me out.
Sorry, this thing is like requires so much chewing.
Luke, not while you're doing flesh crafting at the same time. You don't need to use your teeth.
Oh.
A good chef is constantly tasting. Gordon
No.
Ramsay said that.
No. 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 No.
See, this is the problem I have with Zemitzi. Where is the line? No.
It's like chewing gum.
You draw a line and they go, oh, that's fun, and they hop right over it.
So I will very carefully remove all the subcutaneous layers and whatnot, so that I've just got the leathery skin bit, which I will then stretch out carefully on a small wooden canvas backing, so as to make like a tiny little framed
Stretch canvas.
Yeah, of this tattoo, and then let's do it. Yes, I'll go over. I'll take one of my concert photos or concert photos off the wall, and I'll pull the picture out, set it on the counter, put this thing in the frame, close it back up, bring it upstairs.
Just shadow box it.
Wow.
Just for everybody.
So good.
That's right, I forgot you
The
did
flesh diorama. Cool.
Fleshrama? Flesherama. Mm.
Flesherama sounds like a porn convention.
Say that.
We have miles of meat, mountains of meat.
So Conry knows Zed has a copy of this thing very close by.
Oh, is it in one of 8 books?
Wow, you just got
Hang
pulled
on.
out.
No,
There is
he's
visual.
shown us all of them. Is
Uh,
it this one, or this one, or this one? And
This-
they're all the same.
There is a show and tell for this moment.
Oh my god.
no.
Not the
These
flesh part.
shows surely tells ew.
Oh, look! It is!
Yep, that's the symbol.
Neat.
Cool.
It's
That's
on
neat.
skin ew.
You see what I mean by
Are you
it's like
smelling
a.
it?
It's, at first, you thought it was like a scully peace symbol,
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
but now that it's together, it definitely has a look of its own. Anybody with occults can roll this intelligence occult.
Originally, I was looking at I was going to say I was researching the ley lines. Should
Sure,
I
you can be
still
doing that. Your roll for occult will be for that then.
Okay.
2.
Oh.
Is Luke showing up with the skin
Shadow box.
tattoo
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
yeah.
When I walk upstairs, I actually I enter the room and toss it in your lap.
Oh, you son of a
Mm.
Charlie's just like
Luke
what
would
is it?
have-
Just flips it.
We'll call it Luke having an equipment bonus for knowledge of this thing. So
Why?
I'll give you a +2 dice on
Oh.
this here, Luke.
I got 1.
1 for Sloan.
Luke, you were a tattoo artist. You could have just redrawn it. Paper.
It's contained. You don't have to touch it. It's all in glass and
It's
Yeah.
weird.
yeah, it's weird. He folded the guy into a box.
Yes,
This
I
is
know,
less
that's what makes it
weird than making him into Chinese takeout container.
He had to take him out of box form to do this.
Yeah.
Now is in some weird origami form, I'm sure.
No, it's just partially in box form, partially unraveled.
Oh, that's worse.
It's like when you take a skein of wool for knitting, you know.
Don't
think
ruin
you've-
knitting for
And
me.
the one part
Don't.
just kind of spills out, and you're not really sure if that's where
Yeah.
the end is or not.
Yeah. Until later on, you take something and can tighten it and re-spool it up.
I think you've unraveled Charlie.
What did Charlie get anything on that roll? 1. Okay.
So I got an extra one off of thanks to the bonus dice, so I ended up with 3 total.
Luke's time in the Sabbat definitely recognizes the symbol for the for nod. Sloan and Charlie, you've seen it. Adherents of Cain, the Cain myth, and the idea that the whole like antediluvians and the clans all are spawned from the one progenitor Cain, from literally Bible Cain, first murderer, that whole thing. Adherents of that faith. This is their crucifix, essentially. But that's the most you got.
I only saw it for a second before I flipped it the fuck out of my lap.
Yeah.
So just like, I know what that is. Let's get now.
Luke
that is,
knows a moderate amount, I'd say. Basically, I'll let Zed you can use your better judgment on things you would know about Nodist culture.
All right, so the Sabbat, they trying to think of where to start. Okay, so in the Sabbat, it's not uncommon for them to call themselves the Sword of Cain. They do that in part because they got a bunch of these fucking nerds who all think that they know where vampires came from. And they all think that Cain was the first vampire. Like actual biblical Cain.
Delia from behind her phone just snorts as you're talking. Doesn't say anything, but
Now, I'm not one to rip on anybody's religious beliefs or whatever. You do what you got to do to get through the day. But they have this book called the Book of Nod, and they're constantly trying to find parts of it because I guess there was one original book somewhere and I don't know, it got split up, so people are looking for like individual pages. I've never seen one. I've never held one. I couldn't tell you if I was looking at a page from the Book of Nod or someone's kid's scribbles. But this symbol is what all those nerds wear. Because they think it's cool. Because look at how many skulls there are. So
Muted.
So that's what we need to do.
So say, how many skulls do you tattoo in a day? You would know better than anybody.
A lot. Good ones. Dumb ones. These guys, I mean, they're very smart people. I think they just have too much time on their hands.
If there's anything I learned from Beckett's Jihad Diary, it's that he has way too much time on his hands.
The other thing I should point out is that not everybody who's into this stuff is in the Sabbat.
Huh. Ugh.
And sometimes deals would get made to pass things back and forth.
So
So this
It's
just
the guy
complicated
ro-
things, is what you're telling me.
I mean, it's mostly Sabat, but it's just not only Sabat.
well, is the guy we're looking for, like, would he have a tattoo like this? Does he believe the same thing that this
Maybe.
poor
I mean,
sap did?
personally, I think it's pretty stupid if you're a member of a secret organization to get a permanent mark of that organization on your skin. But considering that I make, I don't know, probably 20-25% of my business off of this kind of stupid bullshit, people like to belong, you know?
That's fair. That's a fair point.
That's why some people were even in the war to begin with.
Yeah. So
Alright, well-
maybe this person would have this mark. You might see this symbol in things around them, you know, like in the environment as a subtle nod to those in the know.
A nod to those in the know.
Oh,
It's at this moment Delia lets me know how many dice. Just 2?
just 2.
Okay. You're fairly sure you've got a hit. The biggest convergence that you could access. Now, mind you, you did a little bit of searching along the lines of declassified information, and there was specially funded geological surveys on numerous occasions that kind of gave you some clues as to where to look.
Technically,
And
that wasn't part of why there was interference for a lot of the clairvoyant studies. But yeah, continue.
the major convergence that you seem to have found right now dates. There's a church there that dates back to the mid 1600s during the time of New Amsterdam. St. Mark's Church in the Bowery.
Wait, we got to go to another church? Oh, sorry, you haven't told us yet.
Didn't
The likelihood that it could be grown in this place is very high. I need to use the restroom, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. We got lots to talk about.
Colitis attack.
no.
I'll be back.
It is really hard to concentrate when you're talking about people
By the way, you can look up that church on your phone.
on our phones. Cool. We
What
have
was it
access
called?
to everything from Google.
What was it called? St. Who's?
St. Mark's Church in the Bowery. So yeah. I have an idea about where the best, most fertile grounds would be. So even though we're missing out on Black Mass with Victoria, good news is that we get to go to another church. So, well, even if we
Yay.
don't go to the church, if we just kind of like watch it for a bit, I think St. Mark's Church would be our best option. If anything, we can keep an eye out for that really suspect ink on other people in the area as well.
Sure.
Potentially, well, my old quarry mate was friendly with the local homeless. Perhaps we could see people in the area ahead of time, if they're not already spoken for, to be extra eyes for us.
I'd rather just call in Danny.
Oh, if there's security cameras in that area, possibly.
Excuse me. It's New York. I guarantee you there's plenty.
It's also New York, and sometimes there's never enough eyes.
Either
Wait.
way,
Next to the church was actually a little park.
Oh, is there like a
Yeah,
park like Swing Set Park? I do like the swings.
it's Abe Levelwall Park. There's actually Google just lists like there's benches, memorial, and they do summer concerts there. So it's probably got like a decent amount of lawn, and if it's got the right kind of setup, that could be where the flowers are. We might not even have to go in the church.
I mean, it's a little corner of a city block, but
It's still the fact that they're able to grow them under the cairn or whatever, and that's probably not very big either.
yeah.
Do
You know,
these flowers need
this could work.
sun? Or are these like moon flowers, right? Like,
Well, they're sun and part shade. But they do need a lot of moisture. They usually do pretty well near streams and stuff. But I mean, if they can simulate it you can simulate anything in a greenhouse. So maybe they have a little greenhouse in this little corner park.
and hopefully not within the church itself.
If it's in the church, that'd be weird.
Not
But,
really.
I mean, they can.
It's a community project or something. But this is fantastic.
I mean-
There's like a park and there's also this church. We can definitely at least look in this one spot. I am
Every
a
time
little
somebody
worried.
talks about flowers in a church, I think about Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
Oh my, you fucking nerd! I love you.
How do we want to go about getting there?
Oh, I suppose we might not want to Uber this time so that we could linger in our own vehicle.
Well, how far is it from here?
Well, wait, where are we?
For what
Luke?
it's worth.
I mean,
hang on.
there's a subway station in Union Square.
There's an
It's almost-
actual, so like I've got an actual address for mine. So, and
I was
there's
gonna
an
say, I
actual
could-
address for that one. So hang on
Yeah.
1 second, we could just like look this up for realsies.
Yeah, I'm all ready. Live Googling chat. Make this
Not
real as
far.
hell.
If I remember where you are.
I am
yeah.
I am a little
Okay.
addedly concerned that with your unearthing that Nodist propaganda on our ghoul, that this would probably lead me to believe that this person was possibly working with Lucas, and probably has the exact same goals Lucas had, which makes me a very unpopular girl right about now.
What if Lucas is a secret judge?
Lucas is dead.
Okay, what if this other?
Yeah, well, so's Grigori.
No,
Anyway.
Rumors be damned. I was witness for certain deaths within this city. Lucas is dead.
Fair.
Charlie.
Huh?
302 Bowery number 2.
Well, the church is in the Bowery and you're in the Bowery.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like 10 blocks.
Oh shit!
Well,
We could walk.
yeah. Let's just start walking.
I'm
It's a
with
nice
you.
night. I like walking.
I wish your yoga studio or whatever it is would pop up on here.
Just gotta pin the locations on our actual Google Maps so that when we keep on having to go.
And then when I go to the city, I'm all fucking confused.
you gotta go there, take a picture in front.
Yeah, chat, for what it's worth, the tattoo shop, the card that I posted on our !Discord has an actual address on it. I picked a spot based on its proximity to CBGB's. So it's a real place.
Oh, excuse me.
It's not a
need
real
Zillow an
tattoo shop,
apartment.
obviously, but
Gonna
In
Zillow
this
an
world.
apartment for Charlie. Because it's fun. Anyway. I mean, my money's on it being in the park. In like some secluded spot or whatever. Or in a greenhouse. If it is inside the church, they could do a greenhouse with like simulated light.
Also, if they like
Which
this
means
heavy-handed motif of religious iconography in a lot of what they do, they may enjoy the church, and a church may have a certain resonance to its occupants if that is contributing to the ley line's energies.
You can't
I
believe
don't
in
think
Cain
so.
without believing in Christianity. At least some of it.
Oh, it's an Episcopal church. Would that bother them?
No, it's a sect of Christianity, isn't it?
Yeah, they're basically like
Episcopalian. I think it's one of those like Christian light.
well, they're Catholic like.
I get them terribly
You know,
confused.
Catholic
Honestly,
light.
they should really look into renaming some things. It'd be more iconic that way.
If it's not Catholic and Baptist, it's one of the lighter ones.
Episcopalians are Catholics without quite as much pomp.
Guilt?
Oh, and much less guilt.
Oh, that's what makes it light. I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
If I remember my religious studies classes correctly, I think that they split because of issues relating to indulgences. They didn't like that.
Mm.
And then over time, they just kind of made their own choices as they went, not being beholden to the doctrine of the Pope.
Yeah.
Okay. So this could... Delia, I think you're really onto something with this one. Because this kind of... I feel like it matches up.
It's also
Once
really
you
easy
see
to
the
check
park.
into.
I'm with Sloan. I like an easy answer. This is a walking distance.
Mm-hmm.
We can just be creepy.
We figured out that this place is 10 blocks or so away from the actual location of the tattoo parlor.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to walk.
Did you find
there.
out anything else about the history of it?
No, we got distracted talking about religion.
Oh.
It's an Episcopalian
reading it
church
now.
next to a park.
Well, I was discussing the
A
idea
little
that
tiny
it might be resonant if it had any particular things with the church itself. Is there some? I wasn't googling. Someone give me your phone. Does it have anything special about the location?
What's wrong with your phone?
Oh, well, I had too many tabs open while I was looking for the late line information, and I have to make sure Danny's keeping the security. I was looking at really questionable documents, and my phone's off right now.
Oh. Okay. Well,
And
do you know precisely what you want to look for? Because you can take mine.
Well, I just figured you guys were all looking at the church already. Is there anything special about it? It's super old.
The brother of the guy who invented the Colt revolver is buried there.
A cult location?
No, like the Colt revolver.
Cult? Oh, not like a cult, like ooh.
No, COLT.
Ah,
Remember, do our
okay.
newsletter.
Not the tabletop game either.
I'm assuming that we're just talking about this as we're walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
350 years old.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Too many
The original
words.
site.
So I know it's from back
Church
from like the 1600s during New Amsterdam, but anything historically happening during that time, maybe?
Oh, he sold the church for $1. Independent Tree Church.
Originally stood on a roll. Structures.
Without just leaving you guys to Google it yourself.
Yes, that live action Googling.
There's a lot to read.
You find
It's
that
pretty.
there's a few things about this church.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Drop my phone.
The reason why you were able to find out that certain people are buried there is because, well, one, St. Mark's is the oldest continuous religious site in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it is one of the 7 most haunted locations in New York City as well. The ghost of Pete Stuyvesant,
Oh, yeah, that guy.
who's known as Peg Leg Pete, because he has a wooden leg.
That is ableist, and I'm not okay with it.
Real nice. The guy who helps get the church started.
That is what he is called on the haunt tours.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That you can hear it echoing through the halls of St. Mark's.
Spoiler alert,
course.
Jillia's no fun on those tours. Real no fun.
You have a bunch of people who don't particularly care or respect others enough to let them finally rest even after they're dead. I don't think that they care very much about proper terminology either. Look, yeah, so Charlie, you said that there was a park, and then clearly there's also a cemetery on the grounds, so it's two different places to look before we even have to think about stepping inside.
It's a cemetery on the ley line conversions.
I mean, you won't actually burst in flames if you go into a church. We are aware of this, right?
Yeah, I just don't like churches that much.
Alright, that's fair. This is a very valid commentary. Just making sure. I've found that my fellow kindred can astound me with their stupidity and ignorance about their condition some days.
No, I was just raised by a bunch of nuns when I was real little, and
Besides, the shit that happens at churches, like, they're not as holy as people make them out to be.
they let us fight for food.
The nuns
I
had
once
you
had a fight in a church basement, like a sanctioned one.
Well,
They didn't make us fight, they let us fight. And there's a difference. And then they punish regardless, but look, that's a whole other thing. I'm not a big fan of churches. They haven't been a sign of safety or haven for me, really, ever. So,
No. You okay, Charlie?
do you
I
want to
never
go?
wanted to beat up a nun before, but now I kind of do.
Do you want to
I'm
hug
pretty
Luke
sure
instead?
Most of the sisters are dead now, so.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I'll
lot
take
of that
hugging
nonsense about helping your fellow man and whatever, and then not actually doing it. The what would Jesus do thing is, ain't nobody doing it.
Well then. I'm glad that we all agree at least this far. Hopefully we can continue this cynicism into the rest of our lives and apply it to this nonsense that we're looking at right now. Let's go
Okay.
flower hunting.
So as you get to...
That sounds super sane.
By the way, I sent you. I sent in the group chat. There's a link to the NewYorkGhosts.com.
So fucking hard for me to do it.
I'll send it
It's
to you.
The woman.
Damn it!
Sorry.
Oh, I'll send it to Cassandra
yeah, there it is.
directly so she can look at it on her phone.
Yeah, none of us have fucking computers in front of us. Actually, it is. It's just really far away.
It's on the opposite side of a square table.
Yeah.
Soon I'll be stuck with the phone too. Don't worry.
Yeah. We're all gonna be phone
Bring
bound.
my tablet too.
Son of a bitch, you got a tablet?
So
Fancy kids.
Yeah, getting a Best Buy credit card is the worst thing I ever did. I was like, ooh, there's interest-free payments on things.
So flowers. And
Flowers.
Park.
Oh, and ghouls and tattoos, and we have a lot to keep our eyes peeled for.
Oh.
as you approach, it's not exactly service time. So it's
Sure.
really just your standard New York foot traffic for like 11:30 at night. Which means there's maybe like 5 to 6 people on the street right now. Walking at any one time, there may be more. If a particular group of people start walking by, there may be less. But there's always somebody on the street. Passing in between the streetlights. It's amazing how well New York is lit at night. There are many shadows to hide in, but you can always see around you. Where you're going doesn't have that many lights, and that's what's kind of disturbing about it. It's an old historical site. Running electric to it wasn't on the high priority list because it's a church. They got electricity going to the building. The cemetery doesn't need electricity. And the cemetery itself is decent wall. You know you're nearby when you can see the shoulder high wall with the wrought iron fence spikes sticking up out of the top of it. Always leading to that, who are they keeping out / what are they keeping in silliness that jokesters love to bring up. But as usual, it's New York City street, so there are plenty of cars parked along the curb. It's almost like they're fixtures of the sidewalks themselves, a fluid barrier of ever-changing vehicles. As somebody pulls out, there is almost immediately a new vehicle to fill the vacuum. The four of you can approach this. Well, let me know how you're approaching this. Are you just kind of walking up? Are you...
You'd have to also direct Delia from not walking into things because she was still checking something on the phone. Her phone's booted back up. Quick question. Hey, so you know that stupid nonsense about the ghost tours, right? With the, what is it, Peg-Leg Pete?
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah? Did anyone read about the part where he has a silver studded leg that flashes in the dark? From the 1600s. Yeah? Anybody? Yeah. So there's the story about the ghost is that super stern motherfucker, no one really not very likable, right? And she's scanning through it. She's like, yeah, okay. So he studded his peg leg with silver. And it's around the 1600s when this church is put together, which lines up roughly with how old Anish should be. So keep your ears out for any unusual ringing of the bells, because that's apparently when our ghost story says they're most likely to be seen in the windows of the church itself. Ew, God, I sound like a tourist.
So do you think that this judge is beating people up with someone's peg leg? Is that...
Or is Peg-Leg Pete?
Perhaps he is our...
Who's under that mask? Old Man Willikers!
It's a red herring! Yeah.
A vampire exploiting local superstition to hide their presence? Who would ever have thought?
I don't know who the woman is who shows up in period attire in the pews. That could... Oh, wait, no. Was the Gregori's lover. Do you know his preference? Deal leans into Luke.
No.
Okay, well, and I have no idea who that ghost is. But the other one sounds very peculiar. So that was my thought. Thank you for making sure I didn't walk into the hole before.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so do we want to split up or stay together? I mean, you know, it's a ghost story, apparently. So split up and get attacked?
Oh, I mean, who gets to be the bait? Is anyone wearing high heels today? No?
I am... Never mind.
You know I never leave the house without my red pumps.
Louis Vuitton.
Says Luke.
I was going to make a joke about, you know, my heels not being my heels or something like that.
Oh,
anyway.
oh.
That was too much of a reach for the Zamitzi pun there. Glad you bailed.
Thanks. I will fail my feeding or my blood test for Eyes of the Beast, but it will activate Eyes of the Beast.
Wait, you need to spend for Eyes of the Beast?
Pretty sure.
It's a rouse check?
I think so.
Isn't it also, if you're like, it's a first level, then you re-roll depending on your generation?
Yeah, you get a re-roll on rouse checks on your first level powers if it has a thing.
Okay. Okay, then I succeeded.
No, Eyes of the Beast is free.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, I use Eyes of the Beast.
Okay.
And I'm on the lookout for flowers.
It is now bright as day to Luke. It may as well be a midday sun. How everything is as far as visual clarity. And you realize that you need to get past the wall and start actually searching the cemetery / park grounds if you're going to start really looking in earnest.
So okay.
You come up on a fork split in the road. Let me just double check. Yeah. So you were walking up 10th Avenue. On the left stands the church. And directly in front of you, there is a Y fork with a small side street, Stuyvesant Street, cutting off. It's more of a footpath. You don't think that they're really supposed to use that. Cars shouldn't be going down there. And 10th Street keeps going on ahead of you. Where it forks, the wall rises. The top of it crested by that wrought iron spiked gatework. And you can see there is an entrance along Stuyvesant that leads in on the north side.
Okay. How do we all feel about climbing a wall?
It's fun.
I mean, someone can give me a boost.
I can accommodate a boost.
Muted.
Am I?
No, it was saying to
Sloan.
I was saying I can boost you.
Yay! Okay, then, yeah. Otherwise, my way of getting over a wall would be a little too eye-catchy from the middle of the street.
So, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So let's go ahead then, I think, and hop the wall. I'm worried that if we go through the main entrance, there might be cameras or something else over there that might notice more than they might if we pick a
Is the church
quiet.
open? Do people, do grievances and
Some
stuff?
churches have security systems to prevent graffiti or, other forms of vandalism.
Well, I just meant, if it was open, I could go in and light some candles or something and look around that way, like normal people do.
Pretty sure most cemeteries close, after dark.
Oh, no, I was talking about the church.
Oh.
If you want to check out the church while we check out the cemetery, that might work. We should probably go in twos.
I'm not insulted.
So,
I was gonna give us a
Alright,
clever,
Julia.
team name. You guys could be, the Hoodlums, where you look like you're definitely gonna ink up some, poor wall or something, just with disrespectful sayings. And then, me with the blazer and you with the blouse, we would be like, I don't know, Hoodlums and Housewives. That's the team name. What?
That's really creative, actually. You just know that just now? Have you been thinking about this? Or,
I'll be honest.
had you been thinking about this? Or,
I'll be very honest. My last coterie was not a lot of fun. I didn't get to do a lot of fun things, right? So I have thought it would be really fun to have, super secret team names sometimes. So, Good little Housewives.
I love that. I love that so much. That's so fun. Okay.
Thank you.
So, I was thinking... I was gonna try to kind of see if I could sniff out the flowers.
Oh. Follow your nose.
I was gonna try.
I'm going to button my blouse so that there isn't a collection of bones hanging from my body as I enter this church.
When you say bones, never mind. I thought you were being dirty, but you're actually talking about real, literal bones. Ow.
That was very naughty.
That I like the fact that that's what got me hit. By the way, tossing a piece of flesh in your lap.
Nope.
Nuh-uh.
I was too disturbed at the time to think to.
All right,
I should have just thrown it at you.
Me and Charlie in the graveyard, and Sloan and Delia in the church.
Yeah. That works.
That's fine.
Works for me.
I'll try not to get Sloan killed for protecting me.
Okay.
You got this.
So, as Charlie and Luke go to figure out their best way of mounting this wall, Sloan and Delia do their best. We're here to observe.
I'm burdened with something in my
Glorious
heart.
purpose.
Yeah, group chat. Housewives are in.
Hoodlums are.
Still trying to figure out why
About to
Delia
be.
thinks I look like a hoodlum.
It's a little bit of the jacket, you know.
It's a. I look like I go outside.
I know, that's where the hoodlums are.
No, like outside, not like I walk down the street to go get a bagel. Like I actually go where there's nature. It's a sturdy jacket. It doesn't get torn on stuff.
The small.
They're just arguing about this as they're walking.
Oh yeah, no. It doesn't take you long to get to the gate. Oh Jesus. You find that the gates are closed. Before you is the large it's like a 4-story, if you actually counted the steeple, it's probably a 6-story building. But there's only the bell tower is maybe 2 stories above the 3-story building that you're standing in front of. There's a large balcony overhang with pillars setting the main door back off the front of its edifice. There's a small walkway that kind of wraps around the front of it with black wrought iron gate that encircles most of the building. Behind you is the imposing cemetery gate. The front gate to the cemetery. By the way, I have taken liberties with the layout of this, so if anybody wants to Google Maps this, it doesn't look exactly like this, so fucking bite me.
Listen, layouts can change in alternative universes. They're
Yes,
similar,
this
and
is
not
the
the
world.
exact.
This is the dark world of darkness and dark shadowedness.
But there's no COVID, and we have emojis.
Yeah. Doesn't look like the church is currently open to the public. There's your standard lights that are on. They're kind of like, this is a holy place. Candles lit here and there that you can see from windows. But that's about it.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was a weird sound.
I just realized. Cake isn't there with you anymore, are they?
No.
Crap. They're locked out.
I'll be right back. I have to go let Cake in.
If You're cold, they're cold. Let them inside.
Shit. I didn't know they left.
Yeah, God. No one told us.
Ow.
Oh, look! Pegleg Pete cosplay confirmed!
She left after the phone call with Alice.
Ah, I did not know that. Yeah, they're currently locked outside. It's
I
fine.
didn't know that she didn't have the clicker.
They do, but the house itself is locked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always remember to let your cakes in at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, the Fae will be real upset.
Yeah.
I know, I think it's a Neil Diamond song that has to do with, like, leaving a cake out in the rain and not having that recipe anymore.
What?
Mm.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
What? This
Am I
sounds like
gonna-
drugs.
Am I gonna break a lock in the fence? Is this gonna be like Revenge of the Fire Hydrant?
Oh. Oh no.
Or Revenge Against the Fire Hydrant? It's the same
I'm-
role. It's exactly the same role as it is for Killian.
We need some fan art of Killian and Sloane back to back.
Cake will never know.
Oh, no, it's
Killian's only a little taller than Sloane.
the song is called MacArthur Park, and it's by Richard Harris.
Wait.
But
What are we talking about? Cakes in the rain?
Why do you know that?
that's exactly why we're talking
Yeah,
about Cakes in the
That's
Rain.
why.
Because Connor is an encyclopedia
Yeah, it's amazing.
of weird shit, especially if it's music related or history.
Okay.
I knew the recipe. I tried to break it. Actually, it's a weird song. You should
Okay,
really listen to
I'm
it.
glad that you're acknowledging that.
So, but it took so long to bake it. All right, never mind. All right.
The 5 fucks.
Okay.
Standing outside this.
Is that the woman?
That's
Is
the
that
woman.
the ghost of
You
the
hear the
woman?
woman cackling from within the church.
Good luck.
The clock strikes midnight as the bell tower starts to ring. It's not an actual bell. You can tell it's a recording of a church bell being played 12 times in a row. Because it's of a sound and of a tenor that is, one, sounds too similar each strike. It doesn't resonate the same way, and it's definitely not as loud as a proper church bell would be, especially considering the size of the bell tower that you're looking at.
You can hear, like, when the white noise sound in the background of the recording stops and starts again for the next time.
Yeah, like it would ring a lot longer. Like there would be a full ring and a continuance between each strike, but it's bong, bong.
They cut the sound too fast.
Like there's no one standing there with a white glove going, huh, and grabbing the bell after every ring. But the gates themselves, they don't look locked, though. They're just closed. You're not 100% sure if this is one of those situations where they accept all visitors at all times, sanctuary always afforded kind of a place. But they're definitely not advertising that anybody can just walk in.
Do we just... Billy kind of looks around and is like, do we just go in? She goes to, like, push the door open.
The gate, I mean, if you unlatch it, the gate swings open. I mean, you could probably use a bit of a oiling as it makes a kind of a low grade screech when you first start to open it. That Luke and Charlie here from across the street. There's that as it opens.
Oh, I hated that.
There's a few steps up to a large, almost patio-like stone surface before it gets to the front beneath the overhang, where the main doors are set about 10 feet past the overhang.
Architecture poor.
It's a building.
Yeah.
I have a picture of it. I can describe it as I look at it.
Whoa, hang on. No inserting your kinks into game, okay? I did not sign on for that shit. We just had our safety workshop on Wednesday.
Sorry, buttresses were on that list. I'm sorry. All right.
Celia's also going to be using Sense the Unseen as she's looking about.
Make
Ghost my ass.
Make wits awareness test, please. Sloane doesn't have any kind of like sensory bonus, right? You took Featherfall. I'm sorry, Weight of Feather.
You're muted again.
You're muted.
Yeah, muted.
I keep. Never mind. I said it turns out to be much less useful than I thought it was gonna be.
You gotta like craft your moments. That's how I feel about most of the Tremere things. Craft the moment.
Just jump off the church later, it'll be
I
fine.
mean, I could jump onto the roof and nobody would notice.
You could surveil the area that way.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4.
Yeah. That is one. Yeah.
So it's like Delia is walking on a beach with a metal detector, but it's Normandy on June 6th.
I'm filled with regret.
1944. So it's kind of with every step. Is it a specific date references now? I realize
I mean, is June 6, 1945 that obscure?
Well, it would be June 5th, 1944. Would be the actual date of the Normandy invasion. And then June 6th would be the day after, when walking with a metal detector would probably be... Things are going off. You're not seeing any specific spectral presences, but you feel them. It's like you're walking through cobwebs made of ephemera that you can't see. That feeling of you just stepped through a spider web and it's just kind of everything's tugging at like the back of your ear, and you just
It's just my glass. It's just my glasses chain. It's just the chain.
You okay?
It's just it. I'm looking. I am moved by emotions that make people go to church. That's what this is.
You feel ghosts, don't you?
I was trying to keep a better eye out for those who are good at being hidden. I knew someone who stood outside my door once for a really long time, and I had no idea. So I thought it would be better to look real hard this time.
A, that's creepy, and B, yeah, that's a good idea, and I'm glad that you can do it.
Okay.
Getting to the front door, you see that it is slightly ajar.
Julia like turns this on, whispering quietly. So what if we're asked? What's our big burden now we're at church in the middle of the night? Did we lose Grandma? Like Grandma
any
was...
kind of like tragedy, or someone is in the hospital with cancer.
They've always wanted to
or
come
some
here.
kind of illness.
Okay. I'm a doctor. I lost a patient who always wanted to come here. Okay. Yeah.
Or who prayed here all the time.
No, because then if they ask like, oh, they're here all the time, I might know them. Oh no, tragedy. No. They wanted to come, but they've never been able to. I'm fulfilling a death wish. Death wish.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You believe it, right?
Yeah, and I go with you because you're nervous walking the streets of New York at night.
Yes. Good thinking. Okay, we're not gonna die tonight. And she just pushes the door open.
You push the door open, and inside you see an almost unnervingly large and filled wall of votives burning. Like a glittering pipe organ of hopes and prayers. The pews move forward in their regiment. A few late night observants sitting amongst them, each one a shadowed silhouette in the deep shadows. Use the term shadow twice, damn it. Of the church.
Are the people in the church ghosts?
Let me get there. Let me get there. Listen, Velma and Scooby here are checking out the church.
Oh no.
We'll get to Fred and Velma and Fred and Daphne in a second.
This is another spin-off art piece that we all need now. Get you an ascot.
Inside.
I ain't doing shit for a Scooby snack. Fuck you.
The votives on either side of you flank in as they rest in alcoves. Before you, in the main entryway, there's a large baptismal font that sits open. Its gold top just kind of set to the side. The water within there for all who wish to dip and bless themselves. Beyond on the around the altar, many candles burn and fill the church with a warmth, but not much light. Everything is a silhouette, unless you're close enough to see lingering detail. As Delia and Sloane walk in, the door closes behind them on its own weight. Back out by the cemetery.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna go over to the darkest part of the wall, and then I'm gonna give you a boost.
Can you not jump it?
Can you?
Yeah,
Okay, new
technically.
plan. We're gonna go over to the darkest part of the wall, and you're gonna give me a boost,
Okay.
and then you're gonna jump over.
Okay.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Fucking brouhaha. Oh, love it.
Charlie just gets ready. Does like the chair sit against like when we find the dark wall? Just the chair sit. Puts the.
All right, okay, hang on, wait, hang on, I gotta get ready. Hang on. Hey, I wasn't fucking ready. Hang on.
I
All right,
can't
okay.
hang on much more than
all
this, Luke.
All right, all right, all right. 1, 2,
Mhm.
3, go.
Strength athletics, please. Who is... All right, now I have to think. Who is the primary actor in this?
I love this.
I will say that Charlie is the primary actor because Charlie is boosting. We'll decide how Luke eats it afterwards. So let's see how much Luke is a help or a hindrance. Luke rolls strength athletics first, and then that becomes a die bonus to Charlie's attempt to yeet.
Roll to yeet. All right.
I like that both Charlie and Baudelaire now have been the ones that do the
No.
boosting for the men on the team.
Breaking those gender roles. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my god.
3.
3! You get 3 bonus dice.
Fun fact, that means I have 9.
Damn.
Don't listen. Don't put it out there.
Yeah, Riley's right on this
No,
one.
I'm just gonna end up on the fucking roof.
Sloane's gonna have to jump onto the roof to get Luke.
Torpors because he gets impaled on the fucking
Oh my God.
spikes because she hucked him too high.
Yeah, I land on the cross at the peak of the
Oh, yeah.
steeple.
You've become the art.
What was that
So-
thud
Oh,
inside
So,
the church?
I will say, I got 1, but I did roll 3 6s as well next to each other.
Jesus.
So that was cool.
You can spend a point of
Wait.
willpower to re-roll up to 3 dice.
I was gonna say, out of 9 dice, you got 1.
It's the Killian effect.
Welcome.
You don't announce how many
Ah.
dice you have
Yeah.
before a
The
roll.
Baudelaire effect. This keeps happening to me as Baudelaire, where I have I have 11 million dice to heal you. I got 2 successes, and that's because I
Fire
got a
hydrant.
reroll.
The
First
fire
second,
hydrant.
oh, this is a lot of dice.
Here,
This is
I
gonna
will
be
re-roll
easy.
the 3 6s because I feel like that's funny. Alright, all these dice. Get away.
You-
Get away. You're all haunted or some shit. I want to yeet Luke real good. Nope. Fuck him.
One success.
Yep.
So as much
Yep.
as Luke didn't wiggle that much, he's still wearing some annoying ass, like, he's got docks on, which are not comfy to grab from beneath. Their soles
Ow,
are...
waffle.
Yeah, your hand is becoming waffleified.
And everything's spiked.
Yep.
Ow, 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 ow.
But you're able to hoist him up high enough so that Luke is able to grab on to the actual wrought iron at the top and climb himself up so that now he is squatting over your head, holding on to the wrought iron with his feet on the top of the wall, but in full squat pose.
Yes. Just got
Just
storm the gates in
instinctively,
my head
Charlie-
now.
She just looks straight up and just goes, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." Okay, hold on. Just backs up.
Little help.
Like,
Little help.
okay, I got this. Hold on. Could
Oh no.
so I'm about to be creative again, and I'm sorry.
Say thank you.
Could I use just position myself under Luke and soaring leap into Luke to push him the rest of the way up?
If you end up inside Luke's
With
ass,
me?
this is gonna go. It's gonna be
Punch my asshole like I'm a coin box in Mario Land. Come on.
Bring! Do 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 do.
I want to go home, and
Let's
I'm already
fucking
here.
go.
Good night, everybody. Sorry. Okay. All right, come back. I need you to roll.
Oh no.
God damn. This is gonna be dexterity, athletics.
Uh,
As you try to do a leaping set, volleyball set.
Yep.
With Lucas's tuchus as the ball. Oh no.
I'm so scared.
Nothing? Oh, you got 3! Okay.
You got 3.
Little help? Okay.
I got this. Hold on. I was really good at volleyball. Hold on.
What?
Charlie's hands firmly cup each of Luke's cheeks. And you're definitely able to get yourself up and over. Up and over the wrought iron over the wall. Now we just have Luke roll Dex Athletics to land on the other
Not
side.
get spiked. Yeah. Okay.
No, I set you up. You spike yourself.
2.
Okay. You are able to fall with enough control that when you land, you do one of those like land on both feet and then just kind of lose your balance a little bit. But it's a soft landing on your ass. But you got over safely.
Butt scuttle.
And as you're on your butt, Charlie just ends up next to you. It's
Gracefully, gymnastically floats over the fucking gate.
oh no. There is like a thud as she lands.
Oh.
It's not it is graceful, but it is not defying physics.
Do you
Nope.
also have weight of feather?
No, I don't.
No.
But she definitely lands and does like the gymnastic like like finishing thing just out of pure like
Reflex.
behavior that's been drilled in.
Is she still wearing the sundress?
She does it.
I imagine her wearing a
We've had a
sundress,
day to get changed.
but with a light, like denim jacket.
Oh, I can see it. I just imagine the anime flutter moment as you're like, oh, and then it like flutters down around you.
No. This is a vampiric.
Stick the landing again. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, fine. Honest to God, that could have gone so much worse. So
Oh yeah. I was very sure to aim for butt cheeks.
I felt that.
Yeah, because if I had missed, that would have been really bad for you. Let me help you up. And just helps him up.
Thank you. All right, so we're looking for flowers.
Okay.
Let me see if I can smell them.
You're gonna go for the sense the beast. Is that what you're trying to sniff out?
I was gonna do, like, because heightened senses helps with sense of smell, right? Like, literally sense of smell.
Yes.
Because then I was gonna use it to, like, smell the one flower that I have, and then try to, like, track it like a dog.
Okay. I see. All right, yeah. I'll let you give that a go.
Yay!
So okay, so she's sniffing, and I'm just looking with Eyes of the Beast.
Now you can both technically do the same thing because Charlie's using Eyes of the Beast as well. Yes, the Bruja has a level of
Oh, it's
Protean.
heightened senses.
Oh, heightened senses, auspex.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because I don't have Eyes of the Beast. I have Sense the Beast, but I don't have Eyes.
Which one's Sense the Beast?
Animalism.
That's the one where I could tell if something's hostile. That's how I knew the flower was angry.
Yes, no, I remembered that. I just forgot which discipline it was specifically.
Yeah, that one's
Oh,
animalism.
it's animalism.
Yeah. Okay. Both of you, using your appropriate bonuses you get from your... So I think you add your Protean dice to your Protean dots as a die for heightened senses.
It's just a flat 2 dice bonus in places of darkness.
Oh, that's right. Because
I add
they're
my
so focused on it
Yeah.
being eyes as a thing.
Yeah, I
I'll-
would love to add 6 dots to my investigation. But
I'll let you add. Yeah. No, go ahead. Add 2 dice for that. Heightened senses
Then
gives you that's the one that gives like a
Yeah, I get the Auspex dots added.
wits resolve.
You only have one. Yeah, it's like a perception test or whatever, I guess.
Oh, no. That's for some reason they put the die pool for reflexively stopping yourself from being overloaded as the die pool for the system. You just add your Auspex rating to all perception rolls.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so wits investigation or
Yeah, well, wits investigation, I will allow Charlie to add in the botany bonus.
Yeah.
So you add 1 die. Just what you get for specialties.
Investigation. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh shit. Holy shit. I kind of want to move my camera so you can see this.
You should take a dice like portrait.
Take a
a
phone
picture.
shot of
Yeah.
it if you're proud.
Show us your aesthetics.
It's I got 7.
Damn.
Ooh, fuck.
So what'd Charlie get?
Me.
Oh,
But I rolled a 69.
Ah,
nice.
Like, and they're next to each other. It was perfect.
Nice.
Nice. I keep doing this.
Charlie is able to see, or is able to smell out in the direction of one of the graves. A couple of rows in, several headstones over. You actually catch it's... Looks like there's a mausoleum in that direction. Luke, on the other hand, sees the mausoleum, sees the door open to the mausoleum, and hears the sound of metal scraping through dirt. Just as Delia and Sloane hear the tapping, followed by a step, followed by tapping, and a step inside the church. And that is where we are going to end tonight's show.
Spooky.
I have been Connery. With me, I'm going to go down the line from... Let's see. On the screen, it's right to left. So, first, in the Bruja seat.
Tara!
Riley.
Zed.
Cassandra Lee.
We'll catch you guys next time. Go raid the role players. Join us. And until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.